I read every single comment on my YouTube channel. Every single one. The amount of rubbish that I read is incomprehensible. I have picked out some comments from up to 2 months back. Interesting thing, nobody called it King Tiger. The official name was Panzerkampfwagen 6 Aus B, or Tiger 2. Let's see what this German newsreel has to say about that.
Das ist der Königstiger. Diese Waffen schmiedet pausenlos das schaffende Deutschland. Das ist der Königstiger. Königstiger.
Why are you using content from other YouTubers to make your own videos? Are you just unfunny, or that ugly that you can't show yourself? Unfunny? Maybe. Hiding? Not really. Other than the multiple IRL videos that are on my channel, there's also this video of me doing a top 5 for the Tank Museum. If you want to listen to you, don't use the words "in my opinion", because then no one will listen or care. Just friendly advice. In my opinion, you're a cunt. The Paris gun from World War I could lob shells 130 kilometers. That one could hit Britain. Or the Maginot Line, or Paris. The K5 design was not an upgrade. If you want to turn this into a dick measuring contest about how far a railway gun can shoot, it's just like comparing apples and oranges. The 28cm K5, sure, had a maximum range of around 64 kilometers, but it lobbed shells with 30 kilograms and more of TNT. The Paris gun had a max range of 130 kilometers and had around 7 kilograms of TNT per shell. There's a million other factors to be involved when comparing these guns to one another. Get a job, motherfucker. We are not here to give you money, and the channel on YouTube is free, so fuck you and die. 1. Stop shouting please. 2. I work full time, that's why it takes quite a while to put together long videos. 3. This video is free on YouTube, with no sponsorship within the video. Admittedly there is Google Ads, but even so, it's free to watch. In the world, around 4 to 5 working Tiger tanks, channel blocked. Nope, there's only one original working Tiger tank in the world that can move under its own power. Also, channel blocked? I wish I could do that. There's no blocking feature on YouTube. I would know, because I've looked. I know there are Chrome extensions that you can download, so that might be it, but other than that, I'm calling you out on your bullshit. This is not the only working Tiger tank in the world. See, they linked the website to the museum event that I was filming at. It's bullshit. In France, we have a Tiger 2 who work perfectly. Sorry, I'm not good at French accents. Cool, I know there is a Tiger 2 in France that still runs. There's some great videos of it online. The Tiger and the Tiger 2 are completely different machines. The only WTF LOL? The eternal lies of the deceptive English roast beef propagandas. It is not by far the only Tiger in the world, and not the first restoration after World War II. In France, for example, France has also, and here it is, really the only working 2017, a Royal Tiger in working, for example, and then he links the French museum that has the only working Tiger 2 tank in the world. It's the same comment as the one before, but basically with the edge slider turned up to 11. That's not real from World War II, where is the Zimmerit? David Fletcher will drop kick your ass for that heresy. This tank was captured in North Africa and brought back to England for testing.
And as I've said before, if you don't agree with any of these things, well, don't agree, but don't tell everybody. We don't want to know, no one's interested. So keep those things to yourself.
Get the old guy driving it out, and put someone that can drive it faster. It is a war machine, you're not making a new road. This is an 80-year-old 50-ton machine that was lovingly restored to working order and is currently the only running Tiger tank in the world. The driver did open it up on the straights, even so, quit your complaining. Just build more of them. I'm sure it's not that hard that it was back then. If you got enough money, you can get anything done. There is a replica that was built for the film White Tiger. Unfortunately, it wasn't finished in time for filming. Looks nice though. Isn't quite the same as an original tank in running order. I doubt it's the only one in existence. Doesn't make sense for Germany to build more than 1,000 and not keep at least one after the war. There are others out there. I think this is the only working one in the US. I don't know where we got the US bit from, and I say again, it is the only working Tiger tank that can move under its own power. That's wrong, 100% sure they have at least one in Syria war. No Tiger tanks in Syria, but there are Panzer IVs and other German tanks that have found their way to Syria. They were purchased after the Second World War. Stop fucking people around. No clue what this person is going on about. The video is just me recording a tank, no commentary, just sweet, sweet engine noises. Jesus loves you all dearly. He alone can save you and give you new life. Okay, buddy. I have a question. Why are German tanks called Panther or Tiger when Germany made them? Why would they use English words? We call them by their translated names. Jesus, a 3-year-old is smarter than this. Although, it is kinda neat how similar English and German names are. Tiger is Tiger. Panther, Panther. Elephant, Elephant. Why the fuck is there a German song in the background? The song is German. The plane I'm flying is German. Stuka Lied, a song about the Stuka, while I'm also flying the Stuka. I don't know a more appropriate song that would fit. This is probably a voiceover. Yes it is. The video is almost 25 minutes long. How on earth would I be able to do that all in one take, while also using footage of multiple vehicles? I also chuck in the odd kill montage in the background. So yes, it is a voiceover. Okay, I apologize, but the mouse was not built, it never got completed or even tested. The mouse was built, and it was tested. 2 were built, both were tested. There is only 1 mouse on display, and it's in the Kubenka Tank Museum. On my P1000 Ratte video, 40 kilometers range. Are you sure, man? Check again. Yes, the Gneisenau's main triple 280mm guns could fire to a maximum range of 40 kilometers. It's 40.9 kilometers if you want to be that precise. You need to credit Nintendo for the music from Mario Kart. The music is from Undertale. Fuck, shut up, idiot. Really true was... Reading this gives me a headache, so I'm just going to say 1945 out of 10 English. Small single-engine fighter planes shows a pic of twin-engine plane. What he's complaining about is when I'm showing 4 planes that all have single-engine fighters. But my past self has already answered this one. Mr. Wannabe Smartass, look under the right wing of the plane. That was an aerial deployed fighter from a mothership. The mothership is twin-engine, but the fighter has 1 engine. Ah, the last surviving A7V. It survives today because a bunch of American troops decided to steal it while under fire. The tank was disabled and not a threat, but they just could not find enough fucks for everyone to give. Now listen here, Sonny Jim, if you say that Americans captured the only A7V that's on display in the world, some bogans are gonna feed you your own nuts for dinner and then sever your ground harness. Didn't you take parts of this video from other YouTubers such as Fly Daily? Yes, you mean the video recording from my point of view in the game. What about it? I was playing a match of Fly Daily and mine goes boom. Now for 2 comments about choppy videos. My guess would be that they need to restart their web browsers or restart the device they're watching on. For bad speaking, that's on me. Nice content but horribly choppy video makes it unwatchable. Bad speaking, defective renders, all your videos unwatchable. Is there any chance of slowing down your narration, you fucking ass? Why do you have to be mean? I can understand if you want me to slow down my narration. Why do you have to add, you fucking ass, you fucking ass? Only German tanks. Wrong title. Dislike. Only German tanks? Well, there is 1 Romanian tank on the list. But yeah, it's still 4 out of 5 are German. Even so, bit harsh to dislike something over that. Mouse and Jagdtiger didn't damage M4. Shut the hell up, fucking stupid shit game. Whole history's under question with your shit video. Where is this anger coming from? Firstly, it's not an M4, it's a jumbo. Also, how is all history under question from 1 silly video? And also, I don't have any commentary in this video, it's just a sketch. It's just a sketch, there's no commentary in the video, so how do I shut up? I'm very glad Many Miles Away left a comment on this one. Now brace yourselves, we're entering dense as fuck territory now. On one of my top 5 videos, states no wooden mock-ups or anything. First tank isn't a tank, it's a mock-up of a 37mm mobile flak gun on a tank hull. Commented this and stopped watching, as within 30 seconds completely contradicting himself. In this top 5 video, I opened by saying, quote, "The key feature for a vehicle to have made it onto this list is that it has to have existed in at least a partially produced form. No cardboard mock-ups or blueprint tanks. An example of a cardboard mock-up would be the German World War II Flak Panzer Koalion. I then go on to say an example of a blueprint tank would be the Panzer VII Lover. Then I start at number 5 on the list. I'm running out of witty comment responses now. He's dense, he's just dense as a black hole. Why the hell do you use knots as speed measurement unit? It's a fucking airplane, not a boat. Well, I assume he's talking about knots, but as you can see from this airspeed indicator, the speed used is knots, which is nautical miles per hour. Very handy for float planes. The 262 did fight in combat. Yes it did, Mr. Sullivan. As you can see from all the combat 262 footage I used within the video, I know too. In my War Thunder parody update video, where I make a list of planes that I would like to see in the War Thunder update, I mentioned that all the planes that I chose for the video flew under their own power. All planes flew under its own power starts off with a paper version of the BV-141 that makes the Tiger 105 look real. Yes, the BV-141 existed with several completed planes. In the very same video, I even show original timepiece footage of the 141 flying. What more do you want? Ladies and gentlemen, put on your diving suits. We're going to be diving down to some super denseness. We're talking so dense that the pressure could kill a man not wearing correct protective gear. A tank destroyer is not a tank. According to the Oxford Dictionary, a tank is a heavy armoured fighting vehicle, carrying guns and moving on a continuous articulating metal track. There is little to no evidence of the Hetzer being an actual tank. Just what? Where do I even start? Do I talk production numbers or do I talk about, tank destroyers are still tanks? I hate it when goomers call tank destroyers or self-propelled guns tanks. It's not a freaking tank, dude. What's a goomer? Zoomer maybe? Just because a gun is fixed facing forward doesn't detract that it is still a tank. It may be specialized, but it is still a tank. Now this I can agree with. SPGs are not tanks. SPGs, or self-propelled guns, are normally artillery guns mounted onto a tank chassis. Sometimes they have light armor to protect the crew from shrapnel and small arms. They are normally intended for indirect fire roll. Just Hetzer comments, Hetzer. Hetzer. Fucking Jagdpanzer 38T. Then one of the comments does some gatekeeping by calling the Koalion the Flak Panzer 341. Alright, that's some very smart material right there. Hetzer was not a tank. It was a tank destroyer doofus. Remember kids, the Hetzer was not a tank destroyer, but a tank destroyer doofus. I see no actual tanks in this list. I don't really mind you calling an armoured tank destroyer or an assault gun a tank, but vehicles which only have protection from small arms and shrapnel, those definitely aren't tanks. I'm just repeating myself at this point. The terminology is painful. Not all tanks by definition. Even Germany had a difference between vehicle types. A fixed gun without a turret is called a casemate. Just blow it out your ass. He is incorrect about the name of the gun. The actual name of it was the John Holmes gun. I literally have no clue why this guy is calling a German railway gun John Holmes. The gun even has its name, Leopold, painted on the side. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't a railgun work off Lorraine's force? And wouldn't that be an artillery cannon built on rails? I think this guy thinks I'm talking about railguns, not railway guns. Excellent, thank you. Disappointed that the ranges are in kilometers and not miles. The gun was designed and built using metric standard. No point converting it to imperial. What is all this kilometer kilograms crap? Stop being such a PC millennial. These measurements are meaningless and impossible to visualize. Please use traditional miles and tons, etc. for your viewers that do not live in the EU. Thank you for posting. This is the same comment, but the rude version. The whole world uses metric, only the US and 2 other countries still use imperial. And the P1000 Ratte would actually have a battleship turret. Yes dearie, I say it in the video. I even show a picture of one of the turrets from the Gneisenau, which may have been used for the P1000 if it was given the green light. FYI, Dora was just the nickname for the Schwer Gustav. There were never 2 railway cannons. Objection! There were 2 800mm guns. The first one made was called the Schwer Gustav, and the second one was called the Dora. The Schwer Gustav was in action at Sevastopol and later deployed at Leningrad. Dora was briefly deployed at Stalingrad. The Germans were months away from having an operational nuclear bomb to drop on us, but we captured the scientists' building. It's in a raid deep in the Czech forest. If they did it, we would all be speaking German right now. Thank God for the German traitors during World War II. This is just some wearable wank. Given the utter stupidity of wartime German military aircraft procurement, calling the HE-162 the worst or waste of time makes on your part no sense and is rather a bit of lazy and weak analysis. I still stand by what I said, and I'm too lazy to explain why. You're an asshole. A HE-162 took out heavy bombers, you ignorant sausage head. That is some okay buddy retard stuff right there. The 162 didn't even take out a single heavy fighter, let alone a heavy bomber. This video is so ridiculous. Why do you call those planes the worst ones? It is only your opinion. Did you ever fly the PZL-15? And the Heinkel 162 was much faster than any other contemporary Allied fighters. It was cheap and armed with 2 mighty 3cm machine cannoners with high explosive shells. It only suffered from lack of fuel. Nevertheless, one HE-162 shot down a Hawker Typhoon, one of the fastest contemporary Allied fighters, and no one was shot down from any Allied. It had no opportunity for service. And the PZL-15, it was not designed for combat, so think twice. I don't need to fly a plane personally to know it's bad. The 162 was not much faster than Allied fighters at the time period. Armed with 2 30mm guns, you're having a giggle mate. It only ever had twin 20mm cannons. Do you know the best bit about the only kill recorded by a 162? A flak crew is claiming to have the credit for that kill instead. The last bit that you talked about, the PZL-15, was not designed for combat. What does that have anything to do with me calling it the worst plane in the world? Well, I think the HE-162 only scored 1 kill because only one of them was deployed, and no HE-162 was ever recorded to be lost in combat, so... Well, I apologise for quoting Wikipedia, but here we go. Though still in training, JG-1 had also lost 13 HE-162s and 10 pilots. 10 of the aircraft were operational losses caused by flameouts and spontaneous structural failures. Only 2 of the 13 aircraft were actually shot down. This is just from 1 month. You forgot to mention that the 162 inspired later the A-10. You can easily see the similarities. This comment takes the biscuit. The only way I keep myself sane is by praying that this is satire, but you never know with wearables. These 2 people tried to call me out on my Natter video. In the video, I mentioned that any produced rocket fuel was diverted to the V1 program. Both comments inform me that the V1 doesn't use rocket fuel. This is true, but nothing to do with what I said. In the video, I mentioned that the ME-163's rocket motor used 2 fuels, C-STOF and T-STOF. With the Allies targeting production facilities that produced these chemicals, there were massive fuel shortages for rocket fuel. What was produced was used in the V1 project instead. Now the V1 doesn't use rocket fuel to run its pulse jet. The V1 program did need rocket fuel. It was used to propel the V1 up to speed on its takeoff launch ramp. The narrator is an idiot. I like the scorpion emote. Let's finish on some rapid fire Turkish boys ripping on me for being Armenian. Turkey did nothing wrong. Turkey better than Armenia. Fuck you Armenia. The girl Armenian. Fuck Armenia. Wow, you really got me with the girl Armenian. Whoa, that's pretty heavy stuff. There's no such thing as Armenia. 2 words, Armenian genocide. Fuck Armenia from Azerbaijan. Fuck Armenia and fuck Armenia. Well, there you have it. Those are just a few comments from the last couple of months. Oh, it feels good to call these people out on their bullshit. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Like, comment and subscribe, or I'll break your f***ing legs.